Hello everyone, I hope I don't look too smashed. I went out yesterday almost all day and I still haven't fully recovered. I went down to sleep about 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 and I woke up at 7 local time, so I'm a bit out of the hoop. But I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. Well, first of all, the first news that we want to talk about is that you know that Fabio Leone from Rhapsody has been touring with Kamelot lately because Roy Khan, their former frontman, decided to not to go out with them on this tour. So they recruited the guy from Rhapsody to do some shows with him. And apparently now he's well, he's not thinking, but he says that he would like to join Kamelot as more of a permanent at a permanent basis rather than being just a session singer, because he's been having a lot of fun. Of course, this means that he would have to split his time between Rhapsody and Kamelot, which some people might not find so conductive to his ability, and some people are saying already that, well, he belongs in Rhapsody and in Kamelot, and others. So a lot of people are saying that, well, he's not good enough to fill in Roy Khan's shoes. But if you ask me, and it's not like I'm actually very much into any of those bands, but to me, I think Fabio Leone is a very good singer. Maybe I think he's very different from Roy Khan, but I think he can, if he wanted to, and he would do a great job between splitting his time between both bands. But I'm not sure how that could work for him as a vocalist, because it's well, it's hard for musicians, right? So, well, anyway, Slave from it, Tom Araya received on June 5th, received the keys to the city where he was born, which is Viña del Mar in Chile, South America. Apparently, he was going over there, and the mayor, Virginia Reginato, gave him the keys to the keys, meaning he's like a distinguished citizen, which is kind of interesting, considering that he's never been there for the last well, since he was 5, which is a lot of time. And well, he's been recognized by the city of Chile as being one of the most important people in Viña del Mar, Chile, which is a great thing. I think it shows how a lot of metal is being recognized by people in power and acknowledged as being, an important part of society. And of course, it's Slayer, so you really can't go wrong with anyone in the Slayer camp. I'm sorry, I have a terrible mucus in the morning, and I forgot to clean it up. The guys from Trivium have said "In Waves" as the title for their upcoming album, which is tentatively due on August the 9th on Roadrunner Records. We still don't have much more details than that, but as soon as we have, we'll get back to you guys on that. Also, the Worship Music album by Anthrax has been we have some of the tracks titles, like I'm Alive, Crawl, Fight Them Till You Can't, what was Earth on Hell, The Devil You Know. And apparently it's a very epic movie. Well, in the end, also it's but apparently it's basically taking their influences. They're going to be mixing it up, some Judas Priest, some Dio, some Dimebag, some AC/DC in there. A lot of their influences, and going through that. I'm sorry if I look a bit like cross. I have it's very early in the morning, like I told you, and I have the sun coming in through my window, and I have recently had some bars installed in, so I guess I'm having a shadow cast upon my face, which I think is terrible. But anyway, apparently it's gonna be a lot of for example, In the End, which is a song that's basically dedicated to Ronnie James Dio and Dimebag Darrell. It's gonna be quite emotive and quite melancholic song. So apparently it's gonna be all over the place for those guys, which I think it's gonna be very, very interesting. We'll have to wait to see what's coming out with those guys and check it out. The next thing we're gonna talk about is that which I think is really cool, being that I studied some of those issues. The Norwegian diplomatic body is being trained, or will be trained to in true Norwegian black metal. After they have received a rise, or have perceived that a lot of people are interested in that part of Norwegian history and culture, or what do we call it, product or whatever. Since you might remember that Norway is basically the place for black metal, and those guys are getting having a course training in the program, in history and whatever, so that they can talk about it when people ask them. I think it's pretty cool, because it's basically acknowledging that you have great something which is very definitive of your country, and making it very cool, and making it something official that your diplomats have to know about it. Like if you remember, there's in Finland there's this Finnish Metal Expo, which also pays homage to the fact that Finland has some of the greatest metal in the world, and they make an expo out of it, which I think it's really cool. I don't know how it works here in Mexico, but I don't think we get a lot of training in, I don't know, mariachi or ranchero or tequila or whatever, which I think it's something that a lot of Mexicans should know. I think it's actually kind of embarrassing that I'm not really into that kind of music, that I don't know that much enough that I can speak about it if somebody asks me. But I think the Norwegians have taken definitely a step in the right way to show the rest of the world what you should be doing with what you have. I think it's going to be very interesting, and I recognize the work of the Norwegian diplomatic body, and I think that's very promising for them. On other news, the new album from Dream Theater is going to be called A Dramatic Turn of Events. Like I said, it's going to be out on September 13th on Roadrunner Records, like I said before. It's going to be mixed by Andy Wallace, as we also worked before. And these guys have been working with Avenged Sevenfold, White Zombie, Rage Against the Machine, Sepultura, Slayer, Nirvana, and many other. What was it? Everyone is just excited to share with you and whatever, and they're really happy to lay down on us. It's gonna be 9 songs long. It has On the Back of Angels as the opening tracks, Build Me Up, Break Me Down, which I don't know, kind of sounds to me like that song also, da 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 da. Okay, I think you got it. No, you're not, because I sang the wrong beat. But anyway, Lost Not Forgotten, This Is Alive, The Shaman's Trance, Outcry, Far From Heaven, Breaking All Illusions, and Beneath the Surface are the tracks. I suppose there are going to be some extra tracks over here and there, but other than that, well, 9 songs. It seems a little bit long. Well, it seems a lot of songs for Dream Theater, but I'm sure a lot of them will be around the 10-minute mark. So we'll have to wait for that. If you ask me, some of the songs can't help but reflect the fact that they are now working with Mike Portnoy. But I think it's something to be expected. Mastodon, which are these Atlanta progressive metalers, those guys from America who have been playing a lot of, have been making a lot of waves with their metal. Not particularly my taste of my cup of coffee, but anyway, these guys have said that The Hunter, as the title of their new album, is going to be coming out on, it doesn't say here. It's going to be coming out soon. It was recorded at Doppler Studios in Atlanta with producer Mike Elizondo, who I really don't know what he's been doing before, but these guys are going there, and it's going to be in Taylor. I know a lot of people like Mastodon, so we'll be sure to keep you updated on what comes up with those guys. Judas Priest, they've been talking about how they're going to be retiring, and how this is their farewell tour, and how KK Downing went out, and how Richie Faulkner is the best guy to replace him, and on and on and on. And now they're just saying that they're not going to be retiring. Maybe they're not going to be doing world tours, but they're definitely going to be recording albums, and maybe doing some live shows here and there during the year. But apparently what they meant by farewell tour is we're not going to be doing big tours as we used to, which I think kind of takes it away from the fact that it was called a farewell tour. But it's not like how many times have kids gone away, so whatever works for them. I think they have enough right to do it. I think it's gonna be interesting hearing an album where you don't have KK Downing writing on it. I'm sure it has happened before. I'm not really a big fan of Judas Priest, but I suppose there have been other times when some of the bands, including or excluding Rob Halford, have not been with the whole band as a whole. Anyway, Symfonia, which is this is great album band from all over the place, which includes Andre Matos from Angra and Shaman and Viper, and Jarikko Kainulainen from Stratovarius and Evergrey, Mikko Harkin from Sonata Arctica and Cody Pelto, Uli Kush from Masterplan Halloween, and of course Timo Tolkki from Stratovarius and Revolution Renaissance have recently, meaning yesterday, when I was out partying, parted ways with their drummer Uli Kush. Apparently he's been having a lot of problems with his hands and can be drumming the rest of the year. They were planning on just having somebody replacing for the year, but apparently it's not gonna get better anytime soon, and decided that apparently they've been doing very good with their album in Paradiso, which is a great album. If you haven't check it out. And these guys are gonna be moving on without Uli Kush. They still haven't announced a drummer, but I'm guessing they're gonna be pulling a high rank name sooner or later. On other sad news, Seth Putnam, the lead singer and main composer for Radical and apparently very influential band, grindcore band called Anal Cunt, has passed away yesterday at Saturday, June 11th, when suspectedly of a heart attack, and his wife was 43 years old. It's a very sad news for the metal world, especially if you're into grindcore. Anal Cunt, as far as I know, is one of those the most influential bands of grindcore, and this guy, he had a, let's say, a colorful view in life, and it was reflected a lot on his lyrics and song titles and whatever, and the way he worked. And apparently it's really sad that this guy had to pass away because he was actually really young, and he just goes to join the lot of metal legends that have been passing away on the last few months, years, and I think it's very sad. There's going to be a lot of controversy because the guy was kind of he was very aggressive with the way he spoke, but I think it's important to remember that this guy was at the end just an artist, and Anal Cunt was probably just a facet of the way he expressed himself. And we should we mourn the passing of Seth Putnam, and we should respect his family and those around him who are in these trying times, and we send out all of our love to Seth's friends and relatives in these trying times. Now, if we're talking about albums, we're going to be talking about two very different albums. The first one is going to be Murder Nature by Head Control System, which is Wikipedia calls it a cross-national group rock metal band, which is made up of two guys. The first one being Daniel Cardozo, which is a multi-instrumentalist from Portugal. He was in two bands called Sirius and Reactor, and of course vocal genius and over mastermind Christopher Rigg, who's also been in Borknagar and Arcturus. Well, this album, which is called Murder Nature, is basically just reworkings of some of the songs from the first like solo album that Daniel did, which is called Syndrome, which stands for Severe Damage on Reason and Equilibrium. And apparently he went to Christopher Rigg and asked him to write some songs, and this guy just started working on this really long and weird songs. It's about 10 songs, if I'm not mistaken. 10 songs long, and it's basically, just Christopher Rigg singing about whatever he came into at the time it's something called train of thought, which basically means you start writing on something. It's 11 songs, which I really some of them don't get what he's talking about. Everything from Baby Blue to Masterpiece of Art. It Hurts, a great song. Falling Asleep. I mean, basically the 11 songs on these albums are great. And if you are geeky enough like me, there's a special fan edition that you can make yourself, where these guys released one of the songs that they recorded for the album but they didn't release, which is a cover of Seal's "Kissed by a Rose." If you can remember, that was I think Batman 1 or 2 from the original film's soundtrack. It's a very romantic song, and this guy's made it a bit darker than it already is. A song that's already also was covered by Kings of Northern King, sorry, from this project, vocal project from Finland. And you know, basically it's a progressive album with a lot of drum looping, and I don't know how to describe it. Basically it's very weird, and I know it's very good. So if you guys haven't checked it out, it's something very different from whatever normal metal is. Actually, I'm kind of bummed that apparently it won't have a lot of another album coming out anytime soon, which I think it's sad because it's a very, very good album. I'm gonna give it a 9 because it's a very good album. It's thinking music, definitely. So if you can, check it out. And the other albums was one of my favorite albums of 2007, probably 2008, for a long time, and it basically made me check out this band again. I had already checked it before, but I only liked like 2 songs and didn't pay too much attention to them. Anyway, this band, this is the fourth studio album by Within Temptation, which is The Heart of Everything, which is, I think, their breakthrough album. It's basically, I don't know what you want me to tell, it was produced by Daniel Gibson, and it's about an hour long, and it has 11 songs of just, you know, the whole thing. I mean, it's incredible. It's 11 songs of basically the whole enchilada. I think it has very beautiful ballads. It has powerful singles. It has great epic songs. It has everything. It also contains the participation of Keith Caputo, who is I will say which, but is who was a singer for a New York metal band called Life of Agony. He does a duet with Sharon Denadel, which of course is a singer for Within Temptation, in the song "What Have You Done," which is the second song, which has two videos, or 3 I think, but one of them, which is the international version, it's it's about a couple in, you know, that's having trouble fighting. I think it's very heavy video, but it's a great song, and I think it's I mean, I saw it in a local station in Monterrey, Mexico, at a time when I have never even heard them play metal in the most, you know, except doing a special hour in some days. It just shows you what how big it was at the time. It just was everywhere, that song. It was a very great song. It also has a Howling, which has also 2 videos, great videos. Frozen, it's a incredibly romantic and sad song at the same time. It has Our Solemn Hour and The Heart of Everything, which is great. The Hand of Sorrow, also a very good song. I don't know if this has a video, but I think it does. The Cross, it's a very good song. It has a very interesting intro, which you know, which is basically Sharon and the keyboard playing doing a harmony with a very special harmony. You have to hear it. It's very nice. Final Destination, All I Need, and The Truth Beneath the Rose, and Forgiven. I mean, just a whole album. You just have to hear it, and I don't think you're gonna be disappointed at all. So, also a 9 definitely. There's some special editions over there which have acoustic versions and, you know, edits and whatever. To me, it's one of those albums that you can just listen to as a standard edition, and when you put something extra, or if you listen to it and got it the first time or at one point, and then you start adding other songs into it, I think it kind of takes away from the album. But other than that, you guys really should listen, take your time to listen to Within Temptations, The Heart of Everything. One of the best albums in 2008, 2009, no, 2007 and 2008. And check it out, guys. And I'll be seeing you next week.